What's good? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's video covering a super easy spam with the AZURE dragons. They're available in the current event for the next 9 days still, and we're using 3 clones with it, with a super dragon and 2 balloons coming out of the CC. The balloons will clone up first, and then the super dragon will help take down surrounding buildings, live through the town hall explosion, and help pick up some more value as well. Let's get right into the action. All right, on this first friendly challenge replay we're showing, I was actually out of Legends League attack, so I went ahead and just did some friendly challenges with some of the bases I'm currently using in Legends League, just to see how they would fare against this attack. We're going to start King Queen down south and drop all the dragons with the balloons, Raged Up Warden, a baby dragon on the other side for a quick funnel, and then we're going to use the blimp with the clones to get through this middle compartment and the town hall. And you can see some of the value we're going to pick up here. Balloons are going to clone after the town hall explosion, also pick up the scatter shots, and then the super dragon's going to help deal with the CC, or some of the CC coming out of there. Didn't quite get through the Electro Titan, but we still have the Royal Champion we're going to deploy as well, with the main army. Drop it down with the King and the Queen, and we are still sitting on 2 abilities for the heroes. Still got some of these dragons going too, and when they're full health, they live for a long time. They're able to damage through a couple defenses at the same time, which is just crazy. Still miss the Ice Golem CC, so we're gonna have to deal with the Ice Golem. But this base is pretty much wrapped up already, and the heroes with a couple of these dragons are just gonna push through. I was actually quite surprised at this one. It was like a quick minute 30, and I was like, oh, that base probably needs to go straight in the garbage. We're not using that one anymore. All right, on this second base, we're going to start the King and Queen down at 6 o'clock again. I'm going to go ahead and freeze up the King and the Warden, just so we can keep some of that health on the King, not lose a lot of health. Also had the single target Inferno target one of my dragons, so I went ahead and froze that as well. We're going to save that last freeze for the sweeper. That way we can make sure the blimp got through, which I kind of timed that poorly, so we probably didn't even need to use it, to be honest. On this one, I believe we actually ended up missing a clone. A bunch of the balloons died right there. They didn't move quite as fast out of that with the rage because the poison tower was already down. So the balloons were a little slow getting away from the town hall, and then they all died to the explosion. So you saw we actually lost all the balloons before that third clone popped off. But we dropped the RC right here with the main army. Went ahead and used the King ability, which we're down to the Phoenix already. But we still have quite a bit of these dragons alive. I mean, you could see we have an entire train of dragons, and hardly any of them are taking any damage. And the best part about Root Riders being so good right now is pretty much all of your expos you face are usually going to be ground. So you don't really have to worry about the expos attacking your dragons. And we only had 1 more air defense to get through. I went ahead and just sped this up a little bit just because these dragons can attack a little slow. But the best part about using the spam attack is you're basically almost your entire army's on the attack on the offense within the first 15 seconds. Sometimes you have your Royal Champion a little later, but you usually have most of your troops down pretty quick relatively, so you can get through these bases without time failing. Very, very rarely do spam attacks time fail. On this last one, we have another similar base. All 3 of these bases that I had are pretty similar. The ones that I had for Legends League. This attack, it's not going to be able to triple every single base, I'm going to be honest with you guys, but you could definitely pick up some good, very high percentage attacks on most bases, and you're going to be able to triple quite a few bases as well. And then if you're using this in war, you know, you could plan a little better on some of these. I was definitely super late with my clones. I didn't put all 3 down, but we ended up using 1 to clone some of the balloons after the fact, but we wasted a clone in this one as well. So I mean, if it makes you guys feel any better, 2 of these 3 triples we did get literally 0 value from a clone, which, you know, not the best idea, and obviously not the most ideal situation, but it happens sometimes. That's definitely reality in Legends League, because a lot of these town hall compartments and such are very, very trapped. So it happens quite often where you're gonna miss a clone or it's mistimed, and you just got to be very, very strategic with it and make sure they're placed somewhat in the right area. But with the Spirit Fox on the RC, that pet is insane. It's definitely my favorite pet now. It's so good. It helps the RC push through so many defenses. The amount of times I've had the RC walk up on the enemy queen, and you get a little nerve-wracking. And can we stop for a second and just talk about the pathing? Oh, I guess there were... Never mind. There was a building down there, but the king took horrible pathing. Could have walked out, but he wanted to beat on the wall for the next 7 business days before he got to these last 2 buildings. But yeah, the Spirit Fox is definitely by far my most favorite pet. It is insane on the Royal Champion. It just makes using her as a hero so much better. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the content of this super easy spam attack with the AZURE dragons that are currently available for the next 9 days in the event. Looking forward to bringing you guys some super easy spam air attacks with the current troops that we have with Dragon Riders and Dragons. You know, that's my go-to. Possibly some Super Dragons and maybe even Inferno Dragons as well, because those are also still very strong. We'll catch you next time.